Alrighty, so there's a report going around on Twitter that the 49ers have reached out to free agent edge rusher Azeez Ojulari. Now, this is definitely a good backup plan at edge following the Joey Bosa news. Number one, I mean, Ojulari is set to get a contract around $5 to $7 million per year. That's about what the 49ers paid Leonard Floyd for 1 year in 2024. And given the production, I think Azeez Ojulari would be a perfect signing in terms of value and production compared to Joey Bosa. So, I would almost rather the 49ers have shifted their focus to Azeez Ojulari rather than Joey Bosa, to be completely honest, especially when it comes to, again, the price point, the production, and all of those things considered. So there have been multiple, 49er insiders and fans kind of talking about the 49ers potentially bringing in Azeez Ojulari for a key rotational piece with very high upside. This would come out as similar cost to what they would be paying Leonard Floyd. And to be completely honest, I'd rather have a guy like Azeez Ojulari than Leonard Floyd or not Nick Bosa, Joey Bosa. So he's 6'3", 240 pounds. I know that's kind of smaller in terms of weight for an edge rusher, but Robert Saleh with the New York Jets drafted Will McDonald, who was like 235, 236 pounds coming out in the draft just a few years ago. So, and he drafted him in the first round. So Robert Saleh clearly doesn't mind smaller defensive end / edge rushers when it comes to the weight. And in 2024, Azeez Ojulari had 6 sacks, 10 pressures, and 10 quarterback hits. He also broke the Giants' rookie sack record in 2021 when he was drafted as a second-round pick out of Georgia. Now in 2023 and 2022, Azeez Ojulari did spend some time on injured reserve with injuries and whatnot. So, it is what it is with that, right? Like, obviously, you want to try to get the most healthy player on the market, but the 49ers are at a salary cap constraint this offseason. They're clearly not going to be big spenders like they have been in the past. And if you want to go out and sign somebody, if you sign Azeez Ojulari, I got to imagine that that's probably going to be the biggest contract that they've gave out this offseason. But he's 24 years old currently. He's going to be 25 in June. This is still a very young player who likely has his best football ahead of him. So I'm all in on Azeez Ojulari. I think this would be a great signing for the Niners. They need depth at edge. They need depth at defensive tackle. Obviously, they're going to address defensive line in the draft. I think that's the expectation for everybody. This is one of the best defensive line classes coming out in recent memory. And there's so much depth that they can get in mid to late rounds for defensive tackle and edge rusher and whatnot. I do think they're still going to go edge, especially after not being able to land Joey Bosa. I still think their pick at number 11 overall is edge rusher, as it should be. But they're obviously going to draft many defensive linemen with mid to late round picks as well. But Azeez Ojulari would give them a key rotational piece with very high upside, who could potentially turn into a key starting edge rusher opposite of Bosa in the future. And there are going to be a lot of teams interested in Azeez Ojulari. There might be a team out there that kind of trumps a 49ers offer for Azeez Ojulari, but the 49ers can afford to pay him a little more than his market value if need be. They weren't able to re-sign Dre Greenlaw, and they've really only signed depth rotational pieces so far in free agency. They signed a lot of key special team players as well that didn't come out at pretty steep cost. So I know they have money And I know they're going to be able to kind of up their offer for an Azeez Ojulari signing. But again, it's not like he's going to go for a massive contract. I mean, he's anywhere in the range of $5 to $7 million per year, respectively, I would think. So again, man, like I would prefer the 49ers to go out here and really pursue Azeez Ojulari and potentially get him on, a 2 to 3 year deal. So we'll see what happens. But again, the 49ers have reportedly reached out to Azeez Ojulari. So we'll see what happens. But I mean, yeah, the bottom line is they have a bottom 5 defensive line in the NFL right now. I get it's only March 12th. The draft isn't here. It's going to look a lot different in May and whatnot, but they have a lot of work to do, point blank period. So Azeez Ojulari would be a good step in the right direction for bolstering depth at defensive line. So let me know what you guys think of this report in the comments down below. As always, go Niners. I'll see you guys in the next one.